For about 25 years, smaller churches, we're talking about really small churches in Lawrence County, have been collaborating together in ministry and mission. The idea being that together we can accomplish things we simply could not do on our own.
I think for me, it's seeing the larger collection of congregations working together on projects of mutual interest. Most congregations, particularly smaller churches, tend to be inward-looking. They're concerned about themselves, they're concerned about their immediate community, they're concerned about their particular town. And the benefit of the cluster is that it gives you the opportunity to be involved in mission projects that are much larger than your immediate local community. Plus, it gives us the opportunity to have a much greater impact than we could as an individual congregation.
For me, it's the biggest thing is for us to really see God, because I think most churches, we have gotten in our own little world about what we do. It's not about us. It's about the kingdom.
I see clustering as a way of bringing healing, having churches come together and minister to each other, as well as giving them information and ideas about ministry.
And if we look at our particular cluster and the particular churches participating, I think it's fair to say that all of those participating churches are doing things together that they never did when they were going solo.
BSYC is an opportunity for young people in our community, in the cluster, to get involved in a more selfless way. They serve on teams. Still a lot of fun, a lot of games, a lot of challenges, team building. But one of the key components of Bethany Summer Youth Camp is that it's a work service camp. It's a project. It's a giving back to the community, and it's primarily here in Lawrence County that we serve our community.
People so often say the children are our future. I totally disagree. The children are today. So if you don't present it to them, what do they have to look forward to? So for me, the 1001 Communities is having somebody committed, somebody that's interested in just presenting the gospel, so that the gospel will still be strong. We'll still have the commission of spreading the word.
The ESOL class is also special because the people are anxious to learn, and they are all the people that have been in that class have been very sweet. We just have like about 8 regular students, but they all have their children come, and their children are playing and being entertained while they're learning to speak English or trying to, and it's just a fun thing to do. I enjoy it very much.
They wouldn't have done Christmas International House. They probably would not have gone down to Haiti or Cuba or the Dominican Republic or become more engaged in Albania, for example. And so a lot of the mission things that do require some degree of expertise and some financial resources probably were beyond the planning and the thinking of many small churches. But together, it becomes a possibility.
The biggest benefit to it is really, for me, is being able to see the impact that we have on people's lives, that you don't usually see in smaller congregations on a day-to-day, week-to-week basis because everybody is doing what they've always done for so long, the same way. Things just are expected to happen. But when you get involved with a larger group like the cluster, you then begin to see that in working with other congregations who may be of similar sizes, you begin to see some of the variety of the body of Christ. You see that other congregations don't do things exactly the same way that we do, but we're working together to build the kingdom.
But I don't think it has to be a small church to need to be gathered together. I think the larger churches and smaller churches need to get together to be the body of Christ. And that's the way we carry out the Great Commission.
And the clustering model is more about how can we live out the gospel? How can we serve the way Jesus taught us to serve? How can we be the overall body of Christ, not just this little small body of Christ?
So I think part of what we're doing is we're asking the question of ecclesiology, the nature of the church. What is the church? What is the purpose of the church? What is the church to be doing? And I think when we deal with that, and we're asking the question, now how can the church best serve the particular community it's in? How can the church best be about kingdom activity in serving this town, this village, this city? It's going to drive us together because we will be more effective ministering together than trying to go solo and competing against each other and being redundant in the use of resources and so on. And so I think we're better stewards. We're going to be more effective by coming together. And so my understanding of these clusters is simply small churches collaborating, of whatever denomination, but collaborating, building networks and partnerships to achieve kingdom objectives or to achieve mission objectives.